Hi, my name is Paul and I've been teaching online for over 2 years. I decided it was time to take a TEFL test to prove to myself that the way I was teaching was the best way to teach. Today I will talk about taking that TEFL test. First, TEFL, Teaching English as a Foreign Language. This is a course to give full instructions on how to teach, and the test at the end is accepted across the world as saying you are competent to teach foreigners English. This is a very powerful certificate. I've always been a teacher, teaching all my friends and colleagues on how to pass their exams. For whatever reason, I was able to do this, and I decided TEFL course would be good for me and my students. Was it easy? No. You can see all the modules of the course I had to achieve. I did get 91%, so I was very pleased with that. What did taking the TEFL course do for me? It made me understand all the different facets of teaching and how to be a good teacher. Whatever you teach, you need to be able to do it yourself first. The better you can understand what you are doing, the better you will be. The TEFL course covers all the areas you need to understand and able to practice in becoming a good teacher. Some people use this TEFL qualification to teach children in foreign countries full time. To do this, you must need to know how to teach. You just have to know it. Once you've been accredited with a TEFL certificate, you are ready to go. So what is a TEFL qualification? To obtain a TEFL qualification, you have to pass a course designed to prove to schools, colleges and universities of foreign countries that you have the capacity and knowledge to teach English to foreign students in their own country and online. You could work in Thailand, Peru, South Korea, Vietnam, Asia, South America, Europe, Japan, Central America, UAE and more. Each country has its own rules. Some are age restrictions, but some do not have any rules. Passing the TEFL course does not make you a teacher, but neither does passing a 4-year degree course. It is having the knowledge to actually go out and start teaching. After that, practice is key. The more you practice, the better you are. This comes from the inside and you gain from experience. Teaching is a vocation, not a job. What I want to do today is explain to you what a TEFL course covers and then start to teach you how to pass a TEFL course. I will go through the list of modules I had to accomplish and explain briefly how I managed to achieve each module. I will go into detail on separate videos of what you need to learn to pass. It is not difficult, but learning the teaching knowledge does take time. The first thing you are asked to do is write an essay. It needs to be over 1,000 words, and this is a challenge. You are given the subject matter, but producing 1,000-word essay is not easy, and having it marked after makes it more difficult. The benefit I had, and this is what I want to instill in you, is knowledge is key. The more knowledge you have means you can do almost anything and of course write about almost anything. You just need to know how. So let us talk about essay writing. Maybe you have never done this before. The first thing you need to do is have a method. Having a method is key to everything. This is what I've learned when I was teaching maths. If you know the correct method of how to solve any equation, the answers are easy. English is not as easy as maths, but for some people it is. First, you need to consider the subject matter. This is especially important. This gives you the info for the first paragraph. The first paragraph of your essay is telling your reader about what the essay is about. You need to identify 3 or more areas to write about in this first paragraph. So the first paragraph basically is identifying what you're going to talk about, what you're going to write about. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 areas. Only you will know. Then you develop each area in more detail in subsequent paragraphs. So if you've got 3 areas in your first paragraph, you have 3 paragraphs following it. The main areas are the subject matter of each paragraph. So 3 areas, 3 paragraphs. In each paragraph, you write about the areas you identified in the first paragraph. In your last paragraph, you summarize your discussions and reach a conclusion. The conclusion covers the paragraphs in summary and provides a reason for the essay or a conclusion. So it is not too difficult, but you need to practice. I will go into more detail in a video on essay writing. The second module is about lesson preparation. This means you have to have the knowledge of how to construct a lesson. You must have an objective and show what results you expect to achieve from the lesson. You will be provided with a template to use. The course expects you to prepare a full week of lessons for your students, a different objective for each day. This requires a video on its own, which I will prepare. Next is English language. So TEFL expects you to know how to teach the grammar basics to your learners. Not too difficult. I believe in keeping it simple: present, past, and future. Depending on the age of your students, you can also teach present perfect, present simple, present continuous, and present perfect continuous, and past and future derivatives of these same tenses. This is a difficult subject, so it needs a separate video. Module 4 requires you to cover TEFL class management and advanced principles of class management. This is an understanding, and you need to know how to control a class. You will be taught these skills of class management, and you will have to research it, or if you're doing it online, you'll have to do a lot of research. The next module, Module 5, is based on understanding how to teach reading and learning of reading. Reading is easy if your students can pronounce the words correctly, but they also need to have comprehension, and this is a big issue. You require vocabulary and understanding context to be good at comprehension. Teaching comprehension is an advanced skill. This module, Module 6, is based on the teaching and learning of listening. Listening is easy if you can understand the person talking. So it is how to understand and comprehend what you are hearing. Module 7 is the understanding of how to instruct teaching and learning of pronunciation. It is essentially the same as Module 6. Module 8 is based on teaching and learning of academic writing. So you may ask, what is academic writing? Academic writing should be clear, concise, focused, structured, and backed up by evidence. Its purpose is to aid the reader's understanding. It has a formal tone and style, but is not complex and does not require the use of long sentences and complicated vocabulary. This is totally different than fictional writing. Module 9 is based on how to teach the learning of online teaching to young learners. Teaching young students requires a different approach, as they need more patience and time to learn. The use of puppets and toy animals can also be good. Module 10 is all about the learning and teaching of business English. Business English is basically the same English that we teach all the time, but for business English, you need to teach the understanding of the words used in business English. For example, statement, invoice, quotation, email, fax, plus more. Module 11 is interesting as it is how to teach resumes. A resume is so important and it is so necessary to get it correct. Resumes need to be taught by understanding the structure of a resume, what to include and what not to include. I will prepare a video on this. Module 12 is about having to motivate students. Motivation of students is extremely important, as they will learn faster and understand better of what they are being taught. You need to understand the motivation of the students and to create inspiration in the students. Module 13 is how to teach and learn phonetics. Phonics, not phonetics, phonics. This is particularly important as many students are used to speaking a different language. Phonics is a method of teaching these students how to read and write an alphabetic language. It is done by demonstrating the relationship between the sounds of the spoken language and the letters or groups of letters or syllables of the written language. This is also known as alphabetic principle or the alphabetic code. It is used in reading and writing and aids the understanding of English. That is the last of the modules in TEFL, but in summary, is passing worth the time and money spent obtaining the certificate? My answer is an emphatic yes. Compared to other teaching courses, it takes less time and less money to achieve, and it gives you lots of benefits. Benefits are big. Once you have the certificate, this opens the door to teaching English in many countries. It means you can travel and enjoy the culture of different countries while you are making money. You could teach the world, teaching as you go, and finally settle where you feel comfortable. As I've mentioned, I will be doing follow-up videos giving more detail on lots of these modules. So please subscribe, ring the bell, and you will be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you for today, and I hope you have enjoyed.